Hey sports fans, thanks again for stopping in to check out Mom and Papa Joe's. Today is part 2 of the video series of 3. We prepped brisket already, that video's out there. Today we're going to be prepping ribs. Let's get started. So today we'll be cooking 2 beautiful racks of Smithfield ribs. Nice and thick. I love the fact that these ribs are nicely even from end to end, and that's what I look for in competition rack. I want my ribs to be even from end to end as far as possible. I love to be able to get 11 bones to cook. Very often I'm able to turn in 9 bones from one rack, and that's usually a good sign when I start slicing. Again, beautifully thick, nice marbling. This is what I look for in a rib. As usual, inside that package, you never know what you have until you open it up. So I'm very happy with these. A little gouge there, but not a problem. Also, when you select ribs, you want to stay away from ribs that's got this fat line that's massive into the turning pieces of your rib. This one is pretty good. This one is pretty good, not bad. If this extended down here, I wouldn't be very happy with it. But just this right here, that is not a problem. Pop will be able to take care of that. No right or wrong way to do this. Always start on the top. Good sharp knives. And I want to lessen this thick fat. And I will do so without exposing bones, creating shiners, but I just want to lessen that to a degree. Again, this is where some sharp knives really come into play, so treat your knives nicely and they will take care of you. The thing about this white fat, folks, is it's not all going to render, and more often than not, it's going to shine through your seasonings as well as your sauce in the end. And it doesn't make for the prettiest of pictures, so I try to get away. I try to remove as much of it as I possibly can. And again, you got to know when to say when to be satisfied. Otherwise, you really end up exposing your bones, creating shiners, or the proverbial trench. You don't want to create the trench. So know when to say when to be satisfied with what you've removed. I'll call it good there. Silver skin. Rubs and seasonings don't want to stick very well, so you definitely want to remove them. Much of this skirt has been removed already. While we're back here, now's a great time to, I look for my first bone on this thin end, this floppy end, that comes up about halfway, and that's where I will trim the start. If I need to take off another one, I'll definitely do so. But like I said, I want to cook about an 11 bone rack if I possibly can. Again, these full-size racks are going to come with this. A lot of people call it the rib tips, rib bones. I've heard people refer to it as the rib brisket bone. Not sure what it's called, but it's definitely not going to be a part of, doesn't play a role when it comes to your turning slices. I want to cut my ribs into competition size. For me, that's about 5.5 inches, 5.5 to 6 inches. So I'll measure, and based on where this bone is, it kind of dictates how far up I'll be able to cut. I'm not too worried about the end because I'm not taking any of the end bones into my competition box. All right, but that is 5.5 right there. All right, I'll put a little mark. And that is 5.5 back here, little mark. As you're knocking off your trash, your scraps, whatever you want to call them, all right, if you're cooking full-size rocks, you just got to be cognizant that this is going to be a little difficult. You're going to need something heavy, something sharp, and you're going to need some elbow grease to get through it. But what I like to do is to use my nice long ruler, and to start with, line that up properly. Line that up properly. So that took a little hacking to get through this end piece, but we got it knocked off without doing any damage. So we're good to go. Now at this point, we're gonna get to cleaning up. Get my shears. And we just want to, just like brisket and everything else, round off our edges. No corners, no 90-degree angles, no 45-degree angles. Everything rounded off. Makes for better airflow, as well as it prevents edges from drying, cracking, shredding. If you wrap your ribs like I do, it also ensures that there won't be any sharp edges that could cut through your foil and cause your foil liquid to leak out. So again, just a little bit more cleanup. And this rack isn't far from finished. All right, I'm satisfied with the top. Let's see what we've got to work with on the back side. Tend to thin this out just a hair. So that it's even from end to end, aids in an even cook. All right, very satisfied with this. Only thing left is for me to remove membrane. Can be a piece of cake sometimes, other times it's a headache. A lot of people don't realize that there are actually two membranes on a rack of rib. One of them is very visible, and the second one isn't so visible, but that's the one that holds your bones together. So you got to be careful that you don't grab them both. Lift up the edge with a piece of paper towel, and hopefully it comes off in one massive piece. And if not, then you just got to play with it until you get them all off. All right, once you're satisfied, again, just last minute cleanup. Just a little detail work. I'll thin this out a little bit. I don't necessarily want to get rid of it all. It's a bit of protection while your ribs are cooking. And here's rack number 2. Man, it is kind of funny how you love them in that package, and like I said earlier, once you pull them out, they're not exactly what you were hoping they'd be. Look at that thin end right here. Look at that. What's that all about? All right, it's an 11 bone rack, and 9 of them are very even from end to end, and then the last 2 were just gouged out right there. Not a problem. It simply means that these 2 definitely aren't in play when it comes to turning, but I'll be able to work with anything in here. I could very possibly get 9 bones out of this rack. That would not be a problem. But once again, if I had to do 5 and 4, boom, boom, I've got plenty of ribs. But this is going to be my baby at a competition, at this weekend's competition. Both of these racks are roughly 5 3/4 inches long, which I just absolutely love. Full boxes. The fuller your boxes, the thicker your meats, the more heat they retain through the judging process. So that's what this is all about. I'm normally 5 1/2 to 6 inches. These are right at 5 3/4. So tell me those ribs weren't beautiful. Hopefully I cook them right. I hope you enjoyed that rib trim video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as usual, thanks for stopping in, checking out Mama and Papa Joe's, and please hit that subscription button on your way out. If this is the first time watching one of our videos, that brisket video is out there. Be on the lookout for chicken next. Thank you very much, and you guys take care.